podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to episode the palindromic 353 of Film Bastards. My name is Ian Loring, and as always, I am joined by
Becky Foster. Hello, everyone.
And Matt Foster. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Indeed, I hope everybody out there is safe, has not gone nuts yet. We're coming through this, guys. We're coming through it. That R rate's still under 1. We're coming through it. For the love of God, please let that R rate stay under 1.
Yeah.
We're in week 753 of lockdown, and I'm not entirely sure what time is anymore. On this week's show, we will be reviewing Netflix's Eurovision comedy, Eurovision, the Story of Fire Saga, and we're going to have a catch-up review of A Beautiful Day in the Neighbourhood. So that'll be fun. And we'll have some what we've been watching. We'll have some trailers. There are trailers, which is exciting, obviously. I think we'll have some news. We got some Twitter questions. It's a pretty standard issue show. In terms of news, more delays. Unhinged now releases on July 31st, which is very annoying. Tenet now releases August the 12th, which is doubly annoying because I'm going to be in fucking Spain on August the 12th. Did I say that out loud? What else got pushed? Mulan got pushed. Yeah, so that got pushed from July 31st to August 21st, I want to say. So I think it's coming out the week after Tenet now. So cinemas are opening up starting off this weekend, and there's fucking nothing for them to play until the end of July. There's an Eva Green film. Well, yeah, I mean, there's an Eva Green film, Proxima, I think it's called, which is scheduled to come out on the 10th of July. But beyond that, it's a lot of older films. Like, even the Inception re-release, I think, has been delayed to the 31st of July now as well. So, yeah, I mean, I feel for the cinemas because they were probably like, yeah, Tenet's actually going to make it. You know, we're going to have a couple of weeks dry run and then bang, here we go. Nope.
I should look to see if there's what's listed at the York View, which apparently is supposed to reopen on Friday, and there are 0 listings.
They can't reopen on Friday. They're not all to open until the 10th. Next Friday.
No, View apparently is reopening. What is it?
The 3rd?
Yeah.
Yeah, View are opening on No, they're opening on Saturday. They're opening from the 4th. Them and Showcase have both said they're going to open from the 4th. Cineworld have said they're opening from the 10th.
Right. There's nothing listed. It's going to be very quiet.
No, but I mean, this is the thing though. It's so up in the air right now that the cinemas have got to be shitting themselves about how the next few weeks go.
That's it. I mean, I expected, bang now, with Cineworld announcing that they're reopening. I expected by now to have some kind of listings.
Yeah.
For what's coming up, and we've had the thing coming out saying that they're going to be showing Empire Strikes Back, Shawshank Redemption, Goodfellas, and Back to the Future.
But when?
But if you look at that, going, really, you're going to show 4 films for 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's
so odd.
I had a bit of a Twitter rant on Saturday morning about all this, and it's the thing is the cinemas have got to be so careful because basically, if a cluster of cases happens and the variable is the 7:30 on a Wednesday evening showing of The Empire Strikes Back, there goes cinemas again.
But Ian, what you've got to take into account is that could happen anywhere. It could be 8:30 in fucking Asda, and you know, people lean over you all the time in the supermarket. They're constantly forgetting to stay 2 meters away. It could be in pubs. They're reopening those, so it's people have to take their choices.
What I will state here is that from somebody who has worked essentially the past couple of weeks in a high traffic retail environment, is that made me worried a little bit about the whole cinema thing. But you don't spend, or I know I don't spend that much time in the cinema in between getting to the cinema and sitting down.
No, exactly. Surely you're safer there if you sat X amount of seats away from somebody in your seat.
Well, that's it.
Than you would be in a pub getting up and going to the bar and passing other people and speaking to the bar staff and having to wee round people, or going to the supermarket to talk to people and having to touch the trolleys and the produce that other people could have touched. You know, surely a cinema is actually a safer environment.
It is a safer environment. The problem is you've got a lot of people who are shouting about the fact that, well, no, it's just not safe. It's like that. All right, then don't go.
But I don't see why
don't
this is the
chastise
hill.
other people for
I've not seen any of
for
that.
Going.
But I don't see why this is the hill people have chosen to die on. Why cinemas specifically?
Because there's certain moralistic high grounds that people feel they have to always take.
I thought it would be more likely to be the pubs.
Oh, they probably are still doing the pubs thing as well. Or is a pint worth more to you than somebody's life?
No, but do you know what? I'm in work 8 hours a day talking to people. So if I have to do that, then I want to be able to do that.
Am I going to go in there when I've got a coffee feeling, what is it? No. It's a bit, I don't know. There's a very big, and I've stuck to lockdown for what is it, and I believe in the whole process and everything like that. But there is getting to a point of, oh, fucking shut up to just people now.
Well, there seems to be this real kind of puritanical viewpoint that anything that's just purely for enjoyment, oh, that's not worth it. But what, going out and fucking selling, you know, to boil your job down and be really snidey about it, going out and selling T-shirts and shorts to people is? That's worth it. Something that actually is good for people's mental health at this point.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the big arguments I see is like, oh, the air conditioning. You know, okay, you sat there, fair enough, you're away from someone, but the air conditioning can recirculate. Can in shops, can in office buildings, and I get the whole, but you're sat there for a couple of hours at a time thing.
Well, if you're in a fish, you're there for the entire day.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. You know, I mean, that's it. And as I think we said last week, it kind of feels like the people who are shouting out about this the loudest are maybe those who don't have to go out for their own work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I haven't been, but I will be. I mean, I said I think I said in the Patreon only section, it might have been before we started recording, but I'm literally waiting on a text saying whether I'm going back into the office tomorrow or not. And I'm not worried about it. I'm quite looking forward to it. So, you know, and if I'm going to do a shift at work, then if I have the cinema available to me as an option, then I am going to take it.
The thing is, I understand the anxiety. It was hammered so heavily home that by staying at home, you're protecting people's lives and all this kind of stuff. But people just aren't doing that anymore. It's not a thing out in the wider world. The people that are going out are not necessarily sticking to the rules anymore anyway.
And to be fair, the R rate isn't necessarily going up all that much. And I mean, fair play. They've already said with like Leicester, even though the mayor of Leicester seems to be against it, but they're going to delay the easing of lockdown by 2 weeks. You know, and it's like, okay, do you know what? Fair enough. If you know where clusters are, you target those areas to keep those numbers down. Fair enough, you know, and be sensible about everything. So it's like if I'm on the train tomorrow, I'm wearing a fucking mask there and back, no problem. Of course I fucking am. You know, it's as long as people are being sensible in that regard. That I suppose the problem is people aren't being sensible, but it just feels like, you know, all those protests from a few weeks back, people were like, that R rate's going to go up. In all fairness, all those shots of people on the beaches and look how irresponsible these people are, blah, 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 hasn't really done anything to the R rate. All these things that people are saying, it's going to make the rate go up, it's going to make the rate go up. It's not. You know, at this point, can we not have a little bit of hope that maybe, just maybe, yes, fucking hell, the government has made a shitload of mistakes, but at this point, are they maybe doing the right thing in the way that they are approaching these things? And I'm a card-carrying Labour member when I say that, but there's coming a point now where it feels like they're doing these things, and it's not necessarily going to cause an apocalypse.
I think that's more a happy accident than good.
Totally fair.
There seems to be a small pocket of people. I don't even think it's a small pocket. I think I'm being a little bit generous there. There's a pocket of people who are desperate for there to have to be a second lockdown so that they can point at people and go, look, they told you that they were dealing with it badly. It's like, cool. Fantastic. Congratulations. That wonderful cathartic feeling that you've got there is literally going to cost hundreds of thousands of people's lives and livelihoods. Can't we just try and hope that this is actually going to work and that this is the beginning of the end rather than the beginning of the next phase?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not this government fan by any stretch of the imagination. And if it does continue, so things do keep on getting better, I think it will be in spite of them rather than because of them.
Yeah,
sure.
But I would much fucking prefer that, and I would much prefer everything to start to get back to some semblance of normality quickly, and even then get fucking credit, than us to have to go into a second lockdown.
Yeah. No, I mean that's exactly it. I mean, believe me, I'm not trying to say like, oh, Boris Johnson's played a blinder here or anything like that. It feels like most of the things that they are doing does feel safe enough for me to be comfortable with. I mean, pubs opening on a Saturday feels fucking dangerous, but
yeah,
I kind of get it. Like, the amount of money those pubs are going to fucking make this weekend is, you know, probably going to be a shot in the arm enough to secure a lot of people's jobs. And I mean, it just in terms of the general morale of the UK, it kind of feels like if people need that, then fair enough. Just don't be dickheads about it.
I feel like they should have done it on like a Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah,
they should have a soft opening.
Yeah, 100%. But oh no, what are you doing? Sorry, Kiki's just pissed on the carpet. Bad girl. What did you do that for? What did you do that for, you little shit? What was that? Bad dog. Go on, you can go away now. Go on. Don't you dare do anything else. Go on, go down those steps, you little arsehole. Yeah, yes, I'm unhappy with you. Go on, bugger off. Go on, see ya.
Oh.
Anyway.
What else happened news-wise?
They're delight pets, aren't they, Ian?
She fucking came in. It was like, oh, that's brilliant. Oh, what does she want? And then she was like sat down by me for a little bit. And then 10 seconds later, she goes over the corner and just takes a piss. But no, just to finish up on that point, my worry, I mean, I will say, all these people saying like, don't open cinemas. Really looking forward to your film critic career when like cinemas don't open and they all die and no one cares about films anymore because everything's about content and streaming. So good luck with that. Yeah. But I don't know. It's like if cinemas don't get to a sense of normality within the next few months, there are gonna be many that will never ever open their doors again, and you won't get new investment in the area because it will have killed going to the cinema as a fucking pastime. It needs to come back soon for it to even have any fucking relevance. I mean, you look at how well video games have done during lockdown, like the fucking like double digit, nearly triple digit percentage increases year on year in like sales of games and consoles and all that kind of shit. That like those are the things that people are getting on now. You know, people are binging Netflix and things like that. It's. I mean, Lottie does not miss going to the cinema at all, and I took her almost every weekend. She's basically not interested anymore. It's all Minecraft all the time with her. And I just see that happening with a generation. And if that happens with a generation, that's just, I mean, it sounds very, very like the sky is falling. But I think it is coming to the point now where these films need to be fucking coming out, and they need to come out on the big screen because otherwise they're not going to make their money back. We need Tenet, we need A Quiet Place Part 2, we need Wonder Woman 1984, we need these fucking films like Black Widow to just fucking sustain movie going.
It needs to happen because the machine needs to get fed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's fucking depressing. But anyway, hopefully Unhinged will review in 3.5 weeks' time. God knows what we're going to do for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Well, no, in all seriousness, I think we got Hamilton next week. Yes, it's not a film, but they're marketing it as a film, so we're going to all talk about Hamilton. We got the Charlize Theron one, The Old Guard, coming out on Netflix. I think that's next Friday or the Friday after.
I think it's next Friday, yeah.
And if this Eva Green film actually comes out on the 10th, then I suppose we could review that.
I'm down with that.
You know, so yeah, always down for a bit of Eva Green. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, I understand if people don't want to go to the cinema. I understand their concerns. But hey, if cinemas start showing these films and then 3 or 4 months down the line, you get to watch them on VOD, that's an awful lot better than we'll delay. At least these people, if in 3 or 4 months they still don't feel safe enough to go to the cinema, which could well be the case, all these people saying, I'm not going to the cinema until there's a fucking vaccine. Look up how coronavirus vaccines work. And
when these movies come out available to rent, don't just fucking torrent them. Actually rent them.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. And you won't be paying $13.99. You'll pay $5. You know,
it's the whole. Why did Firefly ever get cancelled? Because nobody fucking watched it on TV and everyone downloaded it illegally.
It's on Prime at the moment. Firefly. It's very exciting.
It's like, might be controversial, but fuck it. I think it's quite entitled for people to say, no, wait until it's safe enough to go to the cinema when I feel it's safe enough to go to the cinema.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, like, if I don't feel that it's safe enough to go to the cinema, but Tenet comes out but then in 3-4 months' time, I can just watch Tenet on VOD. If that's the price I have to pay, that's the price I have to pay. It is a little bit, don't ruin it for the people who are okay with it, who are comfortable with it. You know, if that is not going to be done in a way that is really going to mean like active harm to other people, which at this point it's not going to. If that R rate goes up above 1 again and they shut down the cinemas, fucking fair enough.
Yep.
As it is now, get over yourselves.
Yep. 100%.
But wear a fucking mask. Anyway.
Any other news?
So, Has Fallen 4 is coming. It's confirmed, as is Den of Thieves 2.
Still haven't watched Den of Thieves. I really want to, but every time I scroll over it and go, "Ooh, watch Den of Thieves," I'm reminded of the fact that it's 2 hours 20 minutes long.
Right, it's Gerard Butler thinking he's in Heat.
You see, that makes me really want to watch it. But the back of my brain goes, "That's great if it's 107 minutes, but 147 minutes seems excessive."
Yeah.
Honestly, I quite enjoyed it. It's worth your time.
We will get to it, I'm sure. Won't we, Bex?
Yeah.
Talking of Gerard Butler, shall we move to trailers?
We could. You're not hosting, Mark.
I know I'm not, but I couldn't resist that segue.
Yeah.
Okay, so trailers. The incredibly titled Greenland.
Give it its full title, Ian.
I don't know. I thought it was Greenland.
Greenland Best Picture.
Oh.
Academy Awards 2021 Best Picture. Greenland.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't wait for this movie.
We do love a disaster movie.
I was watching it going, this is ticking every single box I have. I think it looks fantastic.
It does.
There's not, and I'm not saying that in a piss take or anything. Genuinely, I am excited for Greenland.
That's fair.
If there's like a cinema unlimited screening for this, and it's like a secret screening or anything like that, fuck it. When it comes up that it's Greenland, I'll be fucking coronavirus and high-fiving everybody in that fucking cinema. They don't have a fucking choice.
Wowee.
Yeah, I'm well up for it.
Yeah, I'm up for it. Maybe not as much as you are by the sounds of it. I mean, fucking hell.
I don't even think fucking Gerard Butler is up for releasing this as much as I am. I don't know why.
You do love a disaster
I
movie.
fucking love a disaster movie. And all my brain is saying to me is, do you remember the last disaster movie that starred Gerard Butler? I'm going, oh, holy fuck. They might not even get to Greenland. There might be no Greenland in Greenland. Like there's no Geostorm in Geostorm.
It could well be the case. Could well be the case. Oh, dear. Bex, what are you thinking about Greenland then?
Well, to be fair, like disaster movies are a bit of a thing in our house, aren't they?
Yeah.
We all like them. So it's pretty much toss and nip, this film. So yeah, I'm down. I still think that every time I see Gerard Butler's face, I'm like, he should be playing Joel in the Last of Us movie.
Oh, Christ. I mean, in terms of physical look, yeah, but...
I reckon he could pull off the surly twatness as well that he's got at the start of the first game.
Oh, I didn't realise it was directed by the guy who directed Angel Has Fallen.
Rick Roman what?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just got better.
I wonder if Nick Nolte's going to play one of the asteroids.
You'd think Scott Glenn's in it.
Yeah, he is. I think he plays his dad.
Scott Glenn in anything is just makes everything better.
When we eventually manage to do our Michael Mann marathon, I'm really looking forward to sticking the keep on in that in that area.
Yeah.
Scott Glenn in that is something. Yeah. He's very sensual.
I'm liking the fact at the moment that there's a lot of talk about the possibility of the full director's cut of the Keep getting a release at some point soon.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one, eh?
Because Michael Mann has previously stated that one exists, just that nobody wants to see it.
Is it like 3.5 hours long?
It's just shy of 3 hours, apparently.
Yeah. All right.
Monks.
Yeah. Fucking wonderful film, that.
How?
Other trailers. What else have we got, guys?
Trailer for Respect.
Not seen that.
The Aretha Frank. It basically looks like it's going to be Jennifer Hudson every 20 minutes or so is just going to sing Respect.
Does it look exactly like you would imagine a Jennifer Hudson Aretha Franklin movie called Respect would look like?
100%.
Yeah, thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just seems precision tooled to win Oscars and not win any.
Yeah. Like one of those where it's that they've tried so hard to make it as earnest as possible that you lose any emotion in it whatsoever.
Oh. Okay. That's interesting. So just on what we were talking about earlier on, AMC in America have said that they're going to be reopening their cinemas until when Unhinged comes out.
There, isn't it? Because they're having a.
There are it's gone like 2, aren't it? Yeah.
It's interesting. They reckon AMC, I think, own Odeon, and Regal Cinemas are expected to follow suit. They own Cineworld.
So we could see a bit of a delay in the UK as well, then, maybe.
Could see it. Or at least it feels to me at this point, why don't they just open up in the evenings only? Like soft launch, like open up every day, but maybe have your first showing at like 5 o'clock.
I can see that being a thing, yeah.
Or open during the day and have your last showing at like.
Most people go to cinema on night back.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is if they want to avoid hordes of people, if they open during the day, you're going to go if it's your day off, it's going to be a bit more of a soft open, isn't it?
It's just, I feel sorry for these fucking cinema chains. And I mean, like the staff as well. Like, you know, what if Odeon and Cineworld do this, and it's like the staff are all kind of gearing to get back to work, and it's like, right, we're delaying another 3 weeks, and then what if shit gets delayed again? This is why I'm saying they need to fucking open anyway. It's very depressing. Respect just looks like meh. If it's anything over 2 hours, I don't think I'll ever watch it.
Yeah, it could be one of those movies that inexplicably is either 2 hours like 30, or 2 hours 27, or in a weird way, in a weird world, it could be 93 minutes long.
The thing is, I'm over Ernest right now. I just want fun.
A fair one.
Yeah, 100%. Which is why Unhinged is going to be the balm we all need in 3.5 weeks' time.
Hinged in Greenland in August.
Yeah, Unhinged future. Best Picture nominee, an Academy Award winner. It'll be Russell Crowe. What, 3rd Oscar? Is it?
Yeah.
Straight up. Like, fuck.
It will.
I don't think
it will. I will make it happen. I will host my own Oscars.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe will come.
Because I mean, like the schedule's nuts now. Because it's like Tenet is August 12th, and then the week after that, it's currently Mulan, Greenland, and I think New Mutants.
New Mutants got moved again, hasn't it?
Oh, did it?
Let's be honest, that's not coming out in a cinema.
New Mutants got moved forward, I think. Yeah.
New Mutants release date. Well, Google says the release date is the 3rd of April 2020.
Google.
Fuck you, Google.
Okay, no, it's August 28th. So, right, okay, so it's the week after that then. And then I think A Quiet Place Part 2 is the week after that. Antebellum's at some point in September as well. Or at least it's supposed to be, but maybe not. Who the fuck knows? Nobody knows. It just, oh my god. Anyway, other trailers. Have we got other trailers? I feel like I'm missing a big one here.
We have Waiting for the Barbarians.
Wasn't that? What's that?
It's the Robert Pattinson, Johnny Depp, and Matt Rylance film.
Oh, wow. All right, then.
Apparently, Johnny Depp is really fucking good in it.
Wow,
so
okay.
I watched the trailer and I still have zero idea what it's about, but it will come to VOD. It may show at like a picture house or something like that, or a home if they're open. But beyond that, it'll be on VOD by September.
Okay.
And the other...
While we're on Johnny Depp for a second, what's this about? Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off movie with Margot Robbie?
Yeah, they're relaunching that. We've got questions related to that later, though.
Oh, okay.
So, hold your heels.
Literally hold my heels.
Hold your heels.
I don't think that's the phrase you're after there. Hold your horses, cool your heels. Did you just get confused halfway through?
I mixed them up.
Were you mixing the genres?
Yeah, I'm mixing the genres.
Spanning the genres.
I'm making up new phrases. Yeah. I'm going to get Vin's going to get it out there. It's going to be the next Fast and Furious one, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like, hold your heels. We're like, oh, snap! You fucking wait. Ava.
Cool your horses. Actually, that could be the part.
Yeah. See? Uncle Vin knows where it's at.
Yeah.
Ava.
Yeah. Do you know what? That was the one I was thinking of. I haven't watched the trailer. How was it?
It's a crap trailer, isn't it?
Mm.
It's not a good trailer. And it's all the things that I like in a movie. But it's a crap trailer.
I don't like Jessica Chastain. I find her a really cold screen presence.
I really like Jessica Chastain because she's a really cold screen presence.
I find her very uncharismatic.
I find her very charismatic because she looks like she'd be a dick.
She does look like she'd be a dick.
Yeah. So I'm alright with that. But yeah, I will watch the shit out of it. But yeah, trailer wise, it's like it's the guy's first time to make a trailer, and so there's some really weird cuts in it.
Mm.
Oh dear. Okay. When the hell's that due out then? It's a good little cast as well, isn't it?
It's a really good cast, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's due out. I think it's September sometime. Ever. Actually, August 27th.
We'll see if that happens.
An hour 36.
Okay, well that's got me more interested.
Colin Farrell, John Malkovich, Gina Davis, Johan Griffith.
It's got Joan Chen in it.
Joan Chen, Common. What else we got? Yeah, it's by Tate Taylor, who made... What did he direct? Who directed Ma and Girl? That was it. It does come up and say, from the director of Girl on a Train. It's a bit like, I mean, don't brag about that.
Yeah.
But he also directed Ma.
Which we also didn't super like.
I didn't mind Ma.
Ma had that fantastic bit where she fucking ran the shit over... was it Missy Payel or was it somebody else? You know, when she literally fucking just rams into her with a car.
Oh god, yeah. Yes, it was.
Nice.
Yeah,
so you like Ma because it has a horrific vehicular manslaughter?
It's fucking hilarious. It's not horrific. It's really funny.
You're twisted.
Twisted
up inside you.
Oh dear.
I'm looking forward to that.
I like Ma. No, fair enough. Right. Let's move on then.
Yep.
Eurovision, the Story of Fire Saga, is directed by David Dobkin and stars Will Ferrell, Rachel McAdams, Dan Stevens, Pierce Brosnan, and others. Ya ya ding dong ding dong. Play ya ya ding dong.
I had that song stuck in my head for 24 hours after watching that film.
Oh yeah. So this is an official co-production with the ECB, the EBU. The ECB is the English Cricket Board.
That'd be an odd fucking pivot from those players.
With the EBU, the European Broadcasting Union. So this is officially Eurovision film. Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams play childhood friends, potential brother and sister, and potential love interests, who, due to circumstances, end up representing Iceland at the Eurovision Song Contest. They are befriended as such by Lemtov, played by Dan Stevens, and we take it from there. Becky, what did you think of Eurovision: The Story of Fire Saga?
Well, I really wasn't looking forward to this. I don't like Will Ferrell in this type of role, or what the trailer made it look like it was going to be like, or like childlike enthusiasm and stupid fucking faces, and it looked like he was going to be the same level of earnest as he is in Elf, which just, if I could grate the part of my brain off that knows about Elf and has seen it, I would do. I hate it passionately. So I really, really wasn't looking forward to this, but I like Dan Stevens, I like Rachel McAdams, so I was holding out a little bit, a tiny smidge of hope that it wouldn't be too painful. I actually really enjoyed it in the end. Rachel McAdams absolutely carries it. She's delightfully lovely all the way through it. Dan Stevens is so good in it. Them between them kind of negate the Will Ferrell effect. He did annoy me in it, but
he's supposed to be annoying in it, though.
I know, I get that, but he did. And the bad wig also annoyed me. The fact that he's clearly
You mean that was his real hair?
300 years older than Rachel McAdams.
He's 9 years older than her.
He looks like he's 900 years older than her. So he did annoy me, but the fact that like it focused on him, but it didn't feel like it gave him an inordinate amount of screen time. It felt more about her character to me.
Yeah, so, he's the second lead, I think. Yeah.
So I actually quite enjoyed it. I thought it had a lot more heart than I expected it to. It was quite an emotional kind of story to it. And the bit at the end where she does the song and it's about the hometown or whatever it's called, I genuinely teared up a little bit at that bit, because she got her moment to like sing her song instead of just like trudging along in his footsteps and doing whatever he wanted to do. So yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it in the end. And Dan Stevens is just fucking hilarious in it. And it got a little political jab in there at Russia and their thoughts on the LGBTQ community. Quite enjoyed that.
I'm not gay, I'm Russian.
Yeah, I'm not gay, I'm Russian.
I'm not gay in Russia.
And I actually really enjoyed the little the montagey sing-alongy bit in his party where it was all loads of previous Eurovision contestants and stuff. I thought that was really well done. The production value on that bit was quite high.
It's not a cheap looking film.
No.
Like, yeah, it looked like it cost money. I will say before I forget, there's one bit that there's a lot that Dan Stevens does, like silent comedy in this, which is I mean, he's funny enough when he's speaking or singing, but there's a bit where he's at his party and Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams are talking, and he's in the background and he's just kind of like looking over at someone and just chatting at them, like really like very wide facial expressions, and then at one point just kind of like goes meow like with his hand, like it just and it's fucking, because you know he was just doing that shit just on the spot. Like he wasn't being told to do that, like he was coming up with that. But anyway, Mark, Eurovision.
I like the fact that it's not a satire, it's not a spoof or anything like that. It's made with an incredible amount of affection for what's going on. They've not picked Eurovision
and then just
and then just tried to prod it and poke fun at it. They've picked it and gone, look, this is something that happens that a lot of people poke fun at and a lot of people turn their nose up at, but a lot of people get a lot of joy out of it, and a lot of people put a lot of effort into it, and it means something to people. So let's fucking celebrate that, and let's celebrate the not ridiculousness of it, but the almost the craft of it.
The thing is, say what you want about Eurovision, the music might not be our cup of tea, but the fucking stage shows they put on are a spectacle.
I think it's looking at that and saying, and I was going, do you know what? The film is also doing this. As a film, it's going, do you know what? If you're too fucking cool for school and you think that you're above all this, what is it? Don't watch it. We don't want you to watch it.
It's not for you.
It's been amazing watching people try and sort of essentially say, well, I've tried watching it, but I just don't see what that's funny about it. And everyone else going, all right, cool, we do. Go away. It's kind of it's a movie that you kind of the world kind of needs right now, which is just all the way through it. You're thinking, right, when's the bit when Dan Stevens' character fucks him over, or turns into a bad guy? Just done. He's just a nice guy. He is genuinely really wants them to do well, and he's what?
I think he wants her to do well. I think he wants to steal her away and sing with her.
But he isn't trying to. He thinks that she'd be a good partner for him. He's not trying to fuck over Will Ferrell or anything like that.
Yeah. You would be better. You would be better off with me. I am the better option for you, and you two aren't even in love anyway. So what's the harm of it? Or at least so he thinks.
I did wonder when it would come out that he'd sent. I can't remember what her character's name is, but the Greek lady?
Yeah.
I did wonder at what point it was going to come out that he'd sent her to his room to kind of try and cause tension, but then it didn't.
Doesn't, yeah. But there's just, but there's so many great running jokes running all the way through it as well, with things like are you two brother and sister? No, but Will Ferrell always says, probably not. Almost certainly not. And just it's never there's only a few genuine laugh out loud moments in it, but it's consistently chuckle through it.
Yeah.
And I think that with this type of movie, and especially as the few people have brought up the length of the movie, and I often reference films being too long, and 123 minutes is a long time for a comedy. But because it's a constant chuckle bit that keeps you going.
Yeah.
There's enough there to go, oh, holy shit, I didn't realise that was 2 hours fucking long.
You keep your buzz throughout it, don't you, to use a drinking phrase.
Yeah. And honestly, it could have been an extra 15, 20 minutes long if those 15, 20 minutes were just Will Ferrell berating the Americans.
I love it.
I loved it. Honestly, it was magnificent. Him at the end bit where they're in Iceland, and he's just constantly berating it, and they can't work out if he's being serious or not, and he's being deadly serious. It was a real joy to watch.
It was good fun, actually. Yeah.
Ian, what did you think? Because you were very up for this, weren't you?
Yeah, it didn't let me down in the slightest. I fucking loved it. We are very much a Eurovision household anyway. Which may well help. We've already said that next year we're going to have a Eurovision party and I'm going to dress up like one of Lordy. So that's going to be something.
I'm one of those people who I don't get Eurovision, but I'm glad other people do. All I have to do there is, do you know what? Just not watch it and let other people have their fun.
Yeah.
It's people who are really fucking sincere, absolutely giving their all in whatever way they're gonna go about it. They're fucking doing them.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a fantastic celebration of creative achievement.
The thing is, I might actually watch the next one next year now because of this.
The thing is, it's the music is fucking spot on. Even the little montagey bits of songs from other countries that they do, they all 100% feel like they could be Eurovision entries. if anything, like Double Trouble doesn't feel like a Eurovision entry, but then that's almost like a point of the film anyway, because then they replace it with Housegift or whatever the song's called at the end, which does feel more like a Eurovision entry. I mean, Lion of Love, 100% I can imagine the fucking Russian contestant doing that.
The dude in like the demon outfit as well. That happens at Eurovision.
Yep. Yeah, I mean I mean Lordi, Hard Rock Hallelujah, they fucking won Eurovision that year, and it's yes, I'm already very very in with Eurovision. Starting off with Volcano Man, I was really worried because it was like, are they blowing their load here? Because again, after like that fucking song, just the Volcanic Protector Man. Just the way he says that just makes me laugh every time. But no, they kept on going. And I understand that people say it's too long. But I could have fucking watched 3 hours of it. I if you're not as into it as I was, I could 100% see where you'd be like, that should have been an hour and a half long. I was into it enough. Like, question that we had a week or two back about like films, like feel good films that you stick on just to like make yourself feel better. I could see this actually being that for me.
Oh yeah, I'd agree with you there.
Yeah, just if I want to be cheered up, I'm gonna stick on Eurovision. I almost watched it again this weekend. And the thing is, I didn't even drink on Friday night. I had a sober one, and I was planning on getting drunk and watching Eurovision. I just decided not to, and I still had a great time. If I had a few IPAs in me, Jesus fucking Christ, I would have been jerking off. I loved it. Dan Stevens, don't see him doing comedy much. I'll have a Lemtov spin-off now, please. Like they need to do some sort of prequel for like how he became like the hot star. They need to do that.
What is the weirdness where he's talking to him about all the things get off, and he goes, "What line? I can get you a line. I can get you a submersive." Submarine. I'll get you a submersive. It's just such an odd thing, but you're thinking, I bet he could. I wonder what kind of submarine he means. Does he mean like a singular one, a one-person one? Or does he mean like a full fucking blown submarine?
I mean, why not?
He 100% could.
Yeah.
And the bit where she woke up next to him and she was like, have you just been staring at me? It was like, yes, for an hour, and I braided your hair.
That was taking ages. Only 6 hours. It's a really good job.
I mean, just great. I mean, even the little parts, like that guy who just insists that they play Ya Ya Ding Dong. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah, the great line of when I'll be back in a minute to play it again, and just Rachel McAdams just saying it's all he's got.
I know, like, yeah, I mean, fair play. I would 100% say that Will Ferrell is the third funniest of the three main cast members in this film. I still find him funny, but I mean, Rachel McAdams, other people have pointed it out, but the fact that there are now two films where Rachel McAdams has a comedic reaction to people dying in a way that benefits her is... Yeah, but I mean, she wears it really, really well. And yeah, it was exactly what I needed, and it was a Netflix film which I would have been more than happy to watch on the big screen.
Oh yeah, I'd have been, if I'd have got to see this at the cinema. There's no way I'd have been disappointed. I'm almost a little bit disappointed that I didn't get to see it at the cinema.
Yeah, quite. I mean, you don't say that about Netflix films that much. I mean, I think we did about Extraction, which feels like it was a lifetime ago, and it was 2 months.
Now. Oh Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, like just over 2 months that was. That's crazy. But But it was exactly what I needed. I really, really wish that they put it out around Eurovision weekend. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah, it's really odd that they didn't put it out around Eurovision weekend, because they're saying that, COVID-19 delayed it. It's like, what, by like 4 weeks?
Yeah, that feels sus. Yeah, just really, really fun. Really fun. Fair play to them. I think it works. I don't need another Will Ferrell or Rachel McAdams one, but I would happily fucking invest in a new Dan Stevens one.
Yeah,
definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit.
Mate,
you could see in a 18 months time Netflix just landing just a film that just comes out that's just called fucking Lemtov.
No, I mean that's it. It's like Lemtov, that Eurovision, the story of Lemtov.
Yep.
Do it. Because they say he won Eurovision before or something, don't they? So it's like, just have it be the first time he was in Eurovision. You know, and it's like Eurovision transforms him into the person that you see in this one. Like it. Yeah. But definitely not shit. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's my favourite comedy of the year come the end of the year. I loved it.
I'm definitely not shit.
Definitely not shit.
Our audience poll, definitely not shit. 64%. Touching Cloth 14%. Shit 14%. And Geostorm 8%.
I could see Geostorm. I could see why some people would vote that. I could see why people would vote anyway, to be fair. I can see how it could be not someone's bag.
I could see how it could not be your bag if you're a sort of person who went into it thinking you weren't going not expecting to like it. It turned around.
Well, that's me.
Yeah, but for people who just don't like comedy, essentially.
Soulless.
Yeah. Just miserable.
It always baffles me when people are like, I don't like comedy, but you don't like to laugh.
Yeah, you don't like laughter. You don't like laughter. No, I just like watching Bellatar movies. Oh, fucking great.
You're a fucking right people's sadness.
Yeah.
My idea of happiness is cries and whispers.
Yeah. Dance in the Dark is my sick day movie. Fuck.
When I really need something to cheer me up, nothing beats a nice bit of Sarlo.
Yeah. Sarlo is my takeout on my own movie.
Oh, dearie me. Right.
Takeout tonight. Can we get takeout?
I do have an Uber Eats voucher.
We could use that. Uber Eats voucher.
Anyway, what I'm going to show you.
If you guys want to have a look at food, I really need a toilet anyway. So I'll tell you what, why don't you discuss your food options while I go through a wee?
You like the 1980s, don't you? Of course you do. We all do. But have you ever wondered why that decade was the way it was? Have you ever wished there was somewhere you could go to get past the usual day-glow sentimentality? To try and understand 1980s pop culture in a more social, political and historical context? Because if so, it sounds to me like you're ready to go beyond the aesthetics, beyond the nostalgia. Welcome to Beyond the Neon. Beyond the Neon is the podcast that dares to pull over the Testarossa, eject the Wham cassette and take off the Wayfarers. If you're looking for retro reviews of Back to the Future, The Goonies or John Hughes movies, you will not find that here. If you're looking for top 10 lists of A-Team episodes, Nintendo games or Stranger Things references, you will not find that here. If you're looking for long boring introductions, Squarespace ads or Patreon begging, you will not find that here. Because Beyond the Neon, we do things a little differently. In each documentary-style episode, I look at one area of 1980s popular culture and break it right down. And each episode features academic insight, guest contributions and interviews, as well as clips plumbed from the depths of the 1980s cultural void. Well, YouTube, mainly YouTube. To help illustrate the wonderful, perplexing, terrifying, joyous and utterly thrilling world of 1980s pop culture. Beyond the Neon might not be as regular as other 1980s podcasts, but that's because Beyond the Neon isn't like other 1980s podcasts. Subscribe to the the show today and check out all past episodes by visiting beyondtheneon.co.uk.
Are you tired of film podcasts where the hosts exist in a constant blissful state of agreement?
I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
Well, you're in luck. Let me introduce you to Chinstroker and Punter. One is an ex-film student with a penchant for David Lynch and art cinema. The other is a man on the street. Listen in perplexed and horrified terror as we tear apart one film a week.
It just really
It's
isn't.
not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just that's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com. So come and share the victory.
If you could fuck any man in film, who would it be and why?
My answer is Lance Henriksen.
Oh!
He wouldn't tell. He looks like somebody. He looks like somebody who can keep a secret.
I do have a voucher for Uber Eats. I think.
Uber Eats is a bit crap though.
Uber Eats is a bit crap, yes.
I think I actually deleted Uber Eats in anger.
Shite on here.
I think last time we were looking for something, I was like, oh, this is bollocks in it, I'm fucking getting rid of it. I've deleted it.
But Paddy.
I had a Paddy at the Uber Eats app and deleted it, yeah.
Get 50% off your next order, maximum discount 50.
Maximum order £30.
Yeah, literally, it's like they offer you this discount, but then as you go, oh, I'll take that, they kind of bop you on the nose with the.
But don't get too much.
But don't get too much, you fat swat.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll work that out. What is it? We've got other things, pressing things we need to work out.
Yeah, have we literally watched? The feature one.
It's a feature one. Bad week this week, haven't we?
We haven't. What have we been doing?
What? I don't know.
Did you sniff the cat?
No. No. Well, we kind of won a title, didn't we?
We did do that.
Yeah. I don't know if I can talk about that as a film. Or a watch it. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, he won't know.
He won't know.
He's had a couple of beers.
You alright?
Yeah.
Why are you whispering?
We're just discussing the fact that we've not actually really watched much this week.
Well, okay.
Anything, and we were closer to the mark.
We've watched half of two films. It's not even the same film. Watched half of Tammy the T-Rex.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Talk about that next week. We need to hear the whole story.
And we also watched half of Revenge, the Tony Scott movie.
Nice.
Which I haven't actually seen before. And so we watched it going, it's very horny for Madeleine Stowe, isn't it?
It is very horny. And
very horny movie.
I don't have an awful lot of sympathy for them.
No, I don't. No.
So, did she deserve that?
Well, we haven't watched it all yet. We've still got like half an hour left.
I mean, I still think that what he's getting revenge for is not going to change.
No. Well, we'll see. Was it an extreme reaction? Maybe. But.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but we'll get to that next week.
Yeah.
Ian, what have you been watching?
So yeah, I've got a few things.
We watched the Man City game.
Sorry?
We watched the Man City game. That was part of why we didn't watch a film that night.
I bet.
That was exciting.
All right, let's fucking indulge you for a second. Well done, Liverpool.
Thank you.
Very happy for you.
I genuinely do appreciate that.
France as well. That's Dan that I work with is a Man United fan. He's just not mentioned football at all. Like, we talk football quite a lot at work, and he's just not mentioned anything football related since.
Do you know what I feel like doing then?
Go on.
Getting you one of the Champions mugs. and just take it to work. Don't mention it. Just drink it with it facing him.
Oh no, because I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit what anyone else does or thinks, you know.
I'm the same.
But it's just odd that, like...
One of the lads I have working for me, Max, is a Man United fan. And I worked with him on Friday and then worked with him on Saturday. And as I was just before I was about to leave on Saturday, he just went, I can't believe you've not mentioned it yet. And I was like, what? And he went, the fact that you've won the title. I'm like, I'm not a gloater. No. It doesn't. I didn't achieve anything.
No, you didn't.
I didn't do well. All I've done is suffered for 30 years.
Yes. Yeah, it is fine.
Yeah.
It was really weird though. It felt kind of anticlimactic winning it when we weren't playing.
No, I had a little cry.
You did have a little cry, yeah.
I had a little cry.
I left you crying and came back downstairs to watch Frank Turner with Isabel, seeing as it was her 16th birthday.
I just had a little cry.
It's just the fact that you guys actually won it and you won it fair and square. There doesn't have to be like an asterisk against it, and no one could possibly fucking say, oh, they wouldn't have won it if it wasn't for the pandemic. You know, like it was already such a foregone conclusion, and then it was decided very, very early on in this last run of games.
Yeah. There's some great footage of Klopp dancing while a little bit drunk.
Oh, that interview where he had to go off because he was starting to cry. Honestly, my heart.
Yeah.
Left him.
Anyway, Ian, what have you been watching?
Yeah,
no, fair play. No, it's all good. It's all good. Fair play. I watched a trilogy which I'll get into and one other thing. So I'll talk about the other thing first. For some fucking reason, I watched Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Okay.
So, do you know what this is?
No, I'm literally Googling it now.
So, this was an animated feature that the people behind Batman the Animated Series did after the first season of that.
Oh, I think I might have seen this.
And so Patrick Willems did a video, like YouTube video essayist who I fucking love, did a video about why he thinks it's the best Batman film ever made. And I'd kind of seen that and was like, probably need to check that out. And then I was listening to something the other day and they were talking about Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. It's like, fucking, I need to watch this then. It's about 75 minutes long. Ace.
Yeah.
And basically, it's interesting. I don't necessarily. I could see how people could say it's like one of the best Bruce Wayne movies ever made, but maybe not necessarily Batman. So story is there's this new created for this specifically villain, Phantasm, which is basically going around knocking off a load of gangsters, and at around this time, an old flame of Bruce Wayne's, Andrea, comes into town. And then the film does a lot of flashbacks about her relationship with Bruce Wayne. And it's at around the time that he's starting of thinking about becoming Batman. And he's having these struggles between, you know, wanting to fight for justice and whatnot because of his parents' killing, while at the same time falling in love with this woman and kind of realizing, shit, I can actually be happy. And then in the present,
voice cast.
Oh yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but like obviously Kevin Conroy, who is a great voice,
fantastic Batman.
Hamill. But then you've got Dana Delaney, Stacey Keach. Abe Vigoda, Dick Miller. It's a fucking... Alright, I'm gonna fucking watch this.
Yeah, it's like I drunkenly rented it for $3.49 on iTunes last night, and just fucking hammered it down. So, you know, I'm sure there are other ways of watching it, but it was like, can I watch this now? Yes, I can. Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
I literally own Welcome to Mooseport because of that.
Yeah, nice. So And then in the present, he's trying to work out who Phantasm is while dealing with Andrea coming back into his life. And then the Joker comes into it. But he's not exactly like the Joker is not exactly the main character. It's interesting. And yeah, it's the Bruce Wayne of it all is fucking incredible. The push and pull of being happy versus like his life's mission is played so well. I mean, the action's good. Mark Hamill, when he turns up as the Joker, is just on point as he always is as the Joker. It's made me think, shit, man, the Batman animated series, if that's on streaming somewhere, I think I might need to start watching it. It was ace. And the music's done by Shirley Walker, who I remember scoring the first Final Destination film randomly enough. I think she did the first couple. So it's like a proper movie composer, and the score's great. Yeah, it's a really, really fucking interesting look at Bruce Wayne. Not necessarily Batman. And I think that's really interesting. So yeah, and I mean, like, to be fair though, that's coming from someone who doesn't have the most in-depth knowledge of Batman. But it's like I finished that, and then this morning I started re-downloading Arkham Knight, and it's just like I want to have some fucking Batman time, you know, like yeah, really, really good, recommended. Obviously, let us know what you think, Mark.
I will. I'll get on when I get that this week.
And so, here we go. I rewatched the Star Wars prequels. So I was on Disney Plus on Friday, finished work. I was like, what can I watch? Phantom Menace is on there. Oh, I've heard this 4K transfer is shit. I'm going to have a look at it. I watched the whole thing.
That's the weirdest reason to watch a movie.
Yep. It is. And I watched the whole thing. Now, I'm going to just get this out the way.
All 2.5 hours of it.
Oh, yeah. The transfers of these three films are so fucking inconsistent that it drives me up the wall. Phantom Menace was shot on 35mm. And the 4K master of it was done about a decade ago when Lucas was doing the Phantom Menace 3D re-release. It looks like hammered shit. It looks awful. It is the worst 4K transfer of something shot on film I've seen. And I'm including Terminator 2 4K, which looks awful as well. It's mushy. It's dull. The grain has been pretty much entirely scrubbed, so Noel will fucking love it. That's a reference for long-term listeners there. Jesus wept. And not even off this podcast. And it looks awful. And I was tweeting about that, and then someone came back at me and said, could it be because of the lowered bandwidth that, streaming services are offering at the moment to cope with coronavirus? And it's like, I just don't. At that point, it was like, yeah, maybe. But episode 2 looks soft, doesn't look great. Frankly, it was shot on very, very early digital cameras where I was watching some of the behind the scenes stuff, and Lucas wanted to shoot episode 1 like that as well, but no one was interested in making lenses for a digital camera, so they had to wait till episode 2 where Panavision made a lens for the camera, and it looks meh, extremely meh, but not as bad as episode 1, which was shot on fucking film. And then you get to episode 3, looks fucking brilliant. It looks really nice.
What was Revenge of the... which one is it? Revenge of the Sith is the third one, isn't it? Yeah. What was that shot on?
Do you know what? I know it was a different camera, but I couldn't tell you what it was.
I'll have a check.
Yeah, go on. I want to say it was shot on the Genesis, which Superman Returns was shot on. But I might be wrong there. But this transfer, it's the native format's 2K, so it can only look so good. But it's sharper without edge enhancement. The faces are more detailed. The effects look brilliant. It's a really, really, really nice transfer.
It was shot on a 2K Master.
Yeah, so it's a 2K Master. So was Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, the Sony still out F950.
Okay, there we go. So, just the technology had obviously improved in the few years, but it was fascinating there because I'm watching this behind the scenes stuff, and it's basically George Lucas is kind of responsible for the death of 35mm exhibition to an extent, or at least the start of it, where he was saying that no one was interested in digital exhibition before he came along, and he had to kind of force it into being. And he's also talking in this stuff about it also makes 3D exhibitions so much easier. And it's yeah, look where that went. Fucking nowhere. It's so annoying because, the only reason why digital exhibition it became as big as it was is because it's cheaper. It's nothing to do about the quality experience at all. As I think I've said on this show in the past, things that fucking infuriate me on the big screen, which they've kind of eased off on now, is new 4K release of Mulholland Drive back on the big screen. Fuck off, I watched it in much better quality 20 years ago, but thanks anyway.
Yeah.
If it's at home, great. Yeah, a new mastered at 4K image, brilliant. Don't sell me that shit on the big screen. Just because 4K is a fucking buzzword, don't try to use that to get me into a fucking cinema. So, fuming. It was just no, I don't want to see Mulholland Drive in a 4K master on the big screen. Literally, you're talking up something that looks worse than it did 20 years back. Why? Why would you do that? Because 4K is a big word. Fucking. So, the prequel trilogy. Episode 1 is not as bad as you think it is. Going back to it, it's not. Jake Lloyd is dog shit. The boy is dog shit.
Yeah, he's not good.
Not good. Jar Jar Binks, I understand why he's there. I'll leave it there. I understand why he's there, and kids love him, so fair dues. The political machinations of all three of these films are, honestly, to me, really interesting. The way that Palpatine long games this shit is amazing. He's already putting things into place in episode 1. Like the becoming the Chancellor of the Senate. At that stage, and the way that he builds up his power. It's really well handled. And the taxation and trade routes and all that stuff that people take the piss out so much. I get it. It is saying that the way that he inveigles himself into this is through all this really boring shit that no one gives a fuck about. But it's the seeds that lead him up to be Emperor Palpatine. There's some really interesting shit going on there. Bless you. But also, it uses real locations a lot. I think a lot of it was shot in Italy. Liam Neeson is great, and I like Ewan McGregor. So yeah, Phantom Menace, and I mean, the fight at the end is brilliant, and Duel of the Fates slaps. So I don't really have that many problems with it, to be fair. Now, Attack of the Clones is the worst Star Wars film. I don't know how anyone can argue against that. Solo, yeah, it's pandering and it doesn't really work, and the sequel setup stuff's kind of annoying. It doesn't have Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman out IKEA-ing each other. It's watching two Billy bookcases fall in love. And the thing is, Portman, and to be fair, both of them are not nearly as bad in episode 3, but together, combined with the dialogue that Lucas writes for them, it's awful. I mean, I hate sand. It's irritating and it gets everywhere. That shit has not aged any better, and it was already the stinkiest of cheese.
It's not very good, and it's like 2.5 hours long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's long. It's long. It's like like 2 hours 10, I think it is.
I think it's genuinely. I'm saying, as I said, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I've enjoyed watching them. I genuinely think that Attack of the Clones is, out of all of the Star Wars movies, the only genuinely bad movie.
Yeah. But to be fair, I don't entirely hate it. I think the Ewan McGregor subplot on Geonosis is pretty decent. Ewan McGregor's better in this than he is in Phantom Menace, and he's again better in Revenge of the Sith. And I think the stuff at the end with them in that kind of like gladiator pit and all the other Jedis there, it is pretty great. I mean, there's some good Star Wars shit in there. It's just, it's also got this like love story for the ages, this love that you really need to believe in order for what happens in episode 3 to kind of work. Nah. I mean, the fact that he's like, I killed them, the women and the children, and then pretty much the next time they're together, Natalie Portman saying that she's hopelessly in love with him. It's so weird. It's weird.
It's just, that's what does it for her.
Yeah. But to be fair, Across the Stars, their love theme, along with Duel of the Fates, are hands down the best 2 cues in the prequel trilogy. Like, Across the Stars is a lovely bit of music. So that's episode 2. Then episode 3 is a legitimately good film. That's a good film.
I remember actually quite enjoying, when we did a rewatch of it a few years ago, I remember enjoying Revenge of the Sith. I remember having a really good fucking ending.
This is and that's the thing. It's able to have drama in a kind of a franchise film that few franchise films can really have, because you know where it's going. Everyone knows where it's going. And so you can really pile on the drama. The idea of Anakin Skywalker going to the dark side because he thought it was the only way to save Padme. Like, that's that very interesting bit of work. But then the last conversation that they have, he's saying, you're turning against me, and then she says, you're breaking my heart. And then the whole aspect of Natalie Portman basically losing the will to live. There is an aspect of, hey, you've just had 2 kids. That's a bit irresponsible in it, but you get it. Like, she has watched this guy who she's basically bet everything on just go completely to rot. And yeah, I mean, it's silly, but you understand it. Ewan McGregor, when he kind of realizes what's happened, and the fight he has with Hayden Christensen on Mustafar, and that the whole "you are my brother, I loved you" thing, like, it's great and it works. He sells it. Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine is fucking great. He's brilliant. I mean, he's ever so slightly pantomiming it, but it's a good transition between the Palpatine of episodes 1 and 2 and the Palpatine that you eventually see in Return of the Jedi. It works well.
I think you kind of have an element of pantomime for these type of movies. They lend themselves well to that. They are extraordinary movies. They're supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be of this world.
Space opera.
Yeah, no, quite. It's just, he's quite subtle in episode 1, and in episode 2 he's got a few more scenes. He's kind of dialing it up a bit, and in episode 3, he's straight up fucking evil, and it's great. But then the ending has still got the soaring kind of like Luke's theme stuff at the end, and it works. It is a film that works. And I remember when I went to see it at the cinema, I clapped at the end, like along with everybody else, through sheer thank fuck they didn't balls that one up. And I'm still watching these three in 3 days. I'm exactly there. Thank fuck he didn't balls that one up. And I'm really, really glad that George Lucas's last filmmaking, like directorial effort, I'm assuming it will be his last, was this film. It's not one of his classics, but for me it's a legit 4 out of 5. Whereas I think Phantom Menace is probably a 3, maybe a 3.5. Attack of the Clones is a straight 2. But like you said, Mark, I think Attack of the Clones is the only Star Wars film that I would say is definitely shit.
It is,
that's not a bad batting average for what is now 11 films.
I'd actually like to properly marathon all of them in chronological order.
Oh, Christ, no.
No, but one a night.
Just don't want to do it. By night 2, I'd be going. So you're watching Star Wars again then?
You're doing misery business, aren't you?
No.
Yeah, you are.
No.
But I mean, it was interesting though, because I was kind of watching it, and Lottie was kind of watching it in fits and starts, and Donna watched a little bit of it, and Lottie was more interested in Star Wars than I've ever seen her be. And she was still I'm confused. I didn't watch it from the start. And it's okay, yeah, well, fair enough then. But she was in. And Donna was like, do you know what? I haven't seen Rogue One. We should watch Rogue One at some point. She hasn't seen Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker either. To be fair, she hasn't seen Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith either. She's watched The Phantom Menace for a long time. It was the only Star Wars film she ever watched. And then we both watched 4, 5, and 6 a while back now. It was in Lottie's early years, I think. But I think now she's seen a bit of this. She's like, yeah, I'll watch Rogue One. Then I think she'll watch The Last Jedi. I was talking about how interesting The Last Jedi is. If anything, this is weirdly, even though I only really think that episode 3 is a legitimate, a good film, it's kind of got my spark back for Star Wars a little bit, weirdly.
Yeah.
It was a really nice weekend just watching these films. It's just too bad that transfers are kind of dog shit for episode 1 and kind of episode 2. And it's I haven't watched the whole first season of The Mandalorian yet. I think I'm going to do that now. I think I'm at that place where I just want more of this. And we're 2-3 years away from a Taika Waititi directed Star Wars film. Fuck, I'll watch it. Go on then. So yeah, there you go, the prequel trilogy. I feel like I've kind of made my peace with it, which I'm really glad to have done.
Good.
And also I tried to play a bit more of Last of Us 2 and just went nah.
How are you getting on with it,
I've not had time to play it, really. You seem to have done nothing but had no time to do anything this week somehow.
Been a weird week, isn't it?
You stop doing that, 'cause I feel like you're gonna hit me in the face with the charger.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a night this week, I think. You might have to watch a Paul Shaw movie.
Woo! There's no have to.
Yeah, I want to kill Abby. That's all I want out of it now.
Cool.
I replayed it. So full disclosure, I replayed it from the beginning.
Why?
Because Ian was so upset about a certain thing that happens in it, and I was just like, I kind of expected it, and I felt a bit like, God almighty, is your dead insidedness rubbing off on me? So I wanted to play it again to see if, and yeah, no, it's the same. Oh, I mean, sad, but expected.
Wish I could say. There's gonna come a point in this game which I am gonna be fucking fascinated as to your reaction.
What, is this because you know spoilers or because you've got to that point?
No, because I know spoilers.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say anything else. Mark knows.
How far into the game is it, Mark?
About 12 and a half hours, 13 hours.
About halfway through.
Okay.
How far are you in?
Not that.
Because you played it twice.
I did play it through twice, yeah.
Fucking...
Really enjoy the snowball fight at the beginning. I like hitting those fucking kids with snowballs.
Yeah, that's true. All I would say is when you...
They're not fucking kids, but you do get to throw snowballs at kids. And you get to play the guitar, which is good. I was better at playing the guitar this time around because I realised what I was meant to do.
I could do all that in real life.
Have you reached the bit where she plays Take On Me yet? That's nice. No, I'm not joking. It's actually like a quite a nice moment.
No, I haven't.
It's in Seattle Day 1. If you go into the music store, there's a guitar in the top floor, and then she plays Take On Me. It's it's good. Mark knows the bit that I'm talking about. When you get there and tell Mark about it, can you then let me know, because I need to know what you thought of it?
Will it be super obvious, the bit?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
I
mean, I could just tell you myself.
Sorry?
I could just tell you myself.
No, because you're not going to know that it's the bit unless you talk to Mark.
Oh, okay.
Well, just talk to me anyway. Fucking, I spoiled myself on the whole of The Last of Us 2 in the end, because I was just like, right, I need to know whether I'm going to give this game that time. And the answer is a resounding no, I'm not. And it's not because it's because I don't want to live in that world for that period of time, knowing that that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
But there's been a lot of people complaining on the internet about stuff, and I don't think that I'm on that particular side. It's just because for my mental health at the moment, quite frankly, I don't need to be in fucking misery for that long.
Fair enough.
A Beautiful Day in the Neighbourhood is directed by Marielle Heller and stars Matthew Rhys, Tom Hanks, Chris Cooper, and a load of other folks. It's a lovely film, and it stars Matthew Rhys as an Esquire journalist who is assigned to write 400 words, I believe it is, on Mr. Rogers, played in this by Tom Hanks. They meet, and it kind of opens up some rough shit going on in the journalist's life, which Mr. Rogers helps him through. So I briefly talked about my thoughts on this film last week. I genuinely think if it isn't the best film that Marielle Heller ever does, then holy fucking shit, we're in for a treat. Mark, what did you think of A Beautiful Day in the Neighbourhood?
Well, I think Becky was very much looking forward to this, and then we just through happenstance we just couldn't get to it, I think. and then have just not got round to watching it. Then you watched it and were very, look, this is really good. But the bit that got me going, right, need to watch this was you were saying it's a really interesting way to do a movie. And it really is. It's a really, the fact that you've got these out of worldly piece in it, and almost this fourth wall breaking within it, but it's so nicely folded into the movie.
And the little bits with like the model cities and stuff like that.
It feels like it's grabbing you and going, right, we're gonna tell you this guy's story, but we're gonna show it to you almost through the mind of this guy, but it's from nobody's perspective. So here you go. And it throughout it, you're expecting, it doesn't, the movie almost kind of says, look, this guy's like a saint, like a human, like a living saint. But the movie is also at pains to say, look, it might come across like that, but it's not. He's just a very good person who works very hard at being a good person. This isn't a weird affliction, or he's not weird about it. This is a personal choice.
He feels anger, he gets frustrated, he has problems, but he just has coping mechanisms.
Yeah, that he chooses to be like this. And I think it makes the character even better, and it makes it an even more special character, a more special person. If somebody was just like that, and it was just that they just had a kind nature or anything like that, it is one thing. But you'd almost go, right, there's an element of cynicism.
No one's that nice.
Is there something wrong with them? Anything like that? But he isn't. It's a guy that just tries to make sure that he's nice, and is just has an almost subconscious way of picking up on people.
He makes a conscious effort to be a positive force for kids and stuff.
Yeah, it was almost quite nice having, telling his story, but without actually focusing too much on him. But also, well, I think Matthew Rhys is very. I like Matthew Rhys as an actor anyway, but I think he's very, very good in this. At kind of, you look at him and go, do you know what? You are a bit of a prick. He's not a total prick, but he is a bit. He's a bit of an arse, but almost like a natural arse. Like a lot of people could just be a bit of an arse sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think there's. I think it's part of it isn't. I don't think the guy is an arse. I think the movie just shows him at his absolute worst moments.
Yeah.
And at the moments where he has little control over. And I think that's it. And he almost sees himself as being an arse. I think it's actually...
It shows him at a particularly low point in his life.
Yeah, it's a really interesting movie, but also it's got a fucking ton of heart, but manages to gut punch at points without ever making you feel too down.
Yeah, because it's a gentle gut punch, and it's a cajoling gut punch. It's like we can all be. It's a
cajoling gut punch.
Yeah, it's like a little gentle rabbit punch to the tummy.
It's like one of Will Ferrell's punches on.
Yeah, that's funny about it.
On Dan
It's
Stevens.
like a tickling. No, but it feels like a film that's basically got the message of we could all be better.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily easy. Being a better person isn't necessarily going to make your life easier, but just stopping and thinking about how you deal with the problems that come your way may make you a better person and may make you a happier person. There's no point in hitting out at the people that are trying to help you, which is what he's doing.
What do you think, Max?
It's a lovely film. It's got a lovely message. His character arc, Matthew Rhys.
Yeah.
His character arc it's not like he doesn't do a complete 180. There's no like big thing, but he just, by the end of it, he's a better person for knowing Mr. Rogers. And have either of you guys, since watching it, like read the article it's based on?
No, I haven't actually. No.
It's worth a read actually. A lot of the films pulled directly from the article. Like the fact that you'd be asking him questions and then he'd just turn it all round on him, and the old rabbit bit and the singing on the subway bit, it's all in the article.
Yeah, I read that the singing on the subway thing was in the what is it?
Yeah. It wasn't. It's something like he was out in New York and it was raining and he didn't have an umbrella, so he went on the subway and everyone started singing the theme tune, and like he's just he's widely recognised as just this really great guy, isn't he? And yeah, I really loved the film, to be honest, and I will definitely be watching it again. It was a hug of a movie for the most part. You know, it's not like it's just nothing bad happens. Like Totorow's a hug of a movie because it's all very benign. Nothing particularly bad happens. Mum's a bit poorly, but like it's never suggested it's life threatening, that kind of vibe. This isn't like that, but it all kind of pans out in the end. Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, it's really interesting because you had the Won't You Be My Neighbour documentary the year before last, which almost kind of felt like it was stealing this film's thunder, but then this film does such an interesting twist on it, where, you know, it, like, the poster is Tom Hanks, A Beautiful Day in the Neighbourhood, and a picture of him, but then the film isn't actually about him. You know, like, you get some insights into Mr. Rogers, but it's basically, like Mark said, the whole having to work hard at being that person. And the rest of it is about Matthew Rhys. It's just this really fucking damaged guy who, again, you are basically seeing him at his worst, but, you know, he's dealing with a new kid, his dad coming back into his life. You know, later on in the film is like the realization, my dad's dying, you know, which, I don't know, it was interesting. It kind of spoke to me a little bit in that selfishly I kind of feel lucky that my dad died really suddenly, and it was like I'm very worried about watching someone close to me go slowly, or someone watching me go slowly. You know, that's like a genuine kind of fear to me. So that really weirdly resonated. And you know, the directorial things that this film does to kind of put you in his place here, from the fucking bizarre, awesome dream sequence that he has, to just even the way that the film kind of bookends with like Mr. Rogers, what it kind of seems like essentially is it in his head that he's imagining all this stuff, or, you know, I mean, like, what the fuck is that really? It's this really fucking like unreliable narrator look at this story where it's like it all seems to be in Matthew Rhys's character's head, but, you know, what exactly is going on? He appears to have a bit of a psychotic break halfway through with the Mr. Rabbit stuff. But then that scene towards the end where they're in that restaurant and Mr. Rogers is talking about the silence, and then just everyone around them goes silent as well. And again, it's not like an objective, this is what is actually happening in this situation. It's how Rhys's character is kind of interpreting the situation. It's such an interestingly directed film, but with like really great performances as well. You know, I saw someone saying Matthew Rhys more than Adam Driver in Marriage Story. It's like, yeah, I kind of get that, you know, just in terms of like a damaged guy who's kind of like slightly lashing out on those around him and is a bit entitled. Like I can see that. Oh, thanks for the link backs. Yeah, I thought it was a stunning bit of work. Hella's just a really fucking interesting voice. Looking forward to seeing what she does next, and yeah, I mean, I'm very, very. I was shook.
Yeah, it's doing a lot more than the trailer kind of suggests it's going to. It's got much more of a deeper story, doesn't it?
Yeah, it tricks you.
Yeah.
A little bit, which is quite nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's because the trailer doesn't really give any indication that the film is going to do these things, like Matthew Reese just fucking running out of that hospital. You know, like that's some dark stuff. Oh, hello, dog. What are you here for this time? You're going to shit on me? What do you want? Do you want to say hi to Mark and Becky? What do you think? What do you think, Big Pup? Hang on. Oh, okay. All right, let me turn the camera on. How do I get the camera on? There it goes. Can you see her?
No. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Wow, she just gets bigger every time.
Oh, yeah.
She's huge. Oh, she gave you a cuddle then. Oh.
She's licking me. She knows she did wrong earlier on. She's trying to make it up.
Oh, bless her.
You say hi? Oh.
Dog might just not to you now.
If she hasn't eaten him.
I think she has.
I'd say she's big enough. See, at least Tick's not got that big. He's just because he's fat at the moment.
There's a possibility that the dog might be. Yeah.
I reckon. Are you squeaking? Are you dreaming?
No, I'm not squeaking.
Oh. I don't know. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Ian.
Hi.
Hi. What happened there?
Did the dog
That
deck
was exhausting. Sorry?
Did the dog deck you?
No, she was vigorously licking my face.
No.
Anyway, yeah, definitely not shit.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
Oh, definitely not shit. Absolutely. I was very pleasantly surprised. It's really watchable as well.
Yeah,
It
100%.
doesn't feel
Again,
like work, does it, at all?
Yeah.
Our audience poll, 63% were definitely not shit, 25% touching cloth, and shit 13%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surprises me.
yeah, it surprises me as well, but different strokes for different folks. Right, what have we got for questions?
So we have from Andrew Jones. With a fresh take on Twister and a new thrust of pirates being developed, what 90s or noughties film franchise would you like to see evolved in a new direction in the coming years? Hot Tub Time Machine is from 2010, so don't try it.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger. How would you make that go?
How would I make it go?
Yeah. How would you rejuvenate that sort of? Would it be a sequel? Would it be a prequel? Would it be a remake?
It would be.
Who would it star?
The exact same film.
shot for shot.
Starring the exact same people.
Old.
But now.
You see, I think that Michael Rooker would be fine, and I think that Stallone would be fine. I still think Jonathan Lithgow could do the what is it? I reckon you could do that.
Yeah.
I reckon they could all still do that movie. And that movie is 27 years old.
Fair. For me, I think linking back to what we've discussed previously on here, I'd like to see the Hellraiser source material rebooted. I think some of the films are good, but some of them are ropey. The middle ones are ropey. And I'd like to see it rebooted as a franchise. As like a prestige horror franchise, you know, like a Blumhousey kind of prestige, not like fucking Midsommar prestige, not bullshit prestige.
Not
horror.
A24, is it? Yeah.
No. Yeah, not A24. They can fuck right off.
Not thinks it's better than horror.
Yeah.
Can I just have a new Escape From film?
Oh yeah.
I know I'm cheating there because it's from the 80s, but Escape from LA was 1996, so. I'm taking that.
You're having that one, eh?
Yeah, I'm having that one. But I just want a new Escape. I want it to be directed by John Carpenter, and I want it to star Kurt Russell. And I want it to be like Escape from Earth or something like that.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Where he just gets the fuck away from Earth.
Yeah. Have I imagined that they're rebooting Big Trouble?
No, I think it's still in development, that one.
Yeah, they keep on talking about it, don't they?
Yeah, but Dwayne The Rock Johnson is attached.
No, because he's too fucking smiley. He's too nice. Like, Kurt Russell's got that bit of edge to him that makes it fun.
Yeah, it's...
I mean, and I like Dwayne Johnson. I feel like I've maybe seen too much with him in over the last few years. I feel like I maybe need a break.
I was feeling that last year, actually. Like, he was in an awful lot, and it seemed like it was either he was in a film or he was on Instagram trying to convince us all that he really, really likes tequila because he just bought a tequila company.
Yeah.
But at this point, to be honest, like, you don't know what it's got till it's gone. If Dwayne Johnson starred in a new film every 2 weeks, but it meant the cinemas were open, that's absolutely fine. I will watch a Dwayne Johnson film every 2 weeks. Just please, for the love of God, let the cinemas open again.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, it's not going to be long before we get a couple of new Dwayne Rock Johnson movies, I think. Unless they will get put back to next year. Next question. Rick Kidd at Rick J. Kidd. With lockdown in Scotland easing, it's been nice to get out for a walk and see the wildlife again. So my question this week is, what are your favourite movie animals?
I like
the apes.
The apes.
All of the apes.
All of the apes. I like that drug dealing monkey in The Hangover Part 2.
It's a good shout.
I'm gonna have to Google this because there's gonna be one I'm missing of movie animals.
Do animated movie animals count?
Of course they do.
Always been a big fan of Gigi in Kiki's Delivery Service.
What, like the Phil Hartman voiced one?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And can the Baron out of Whisper of the Heart count? I know he's like a humanoid cat, but can he count? Or
Sure.
Like Cary Elwes. Is it Cary Elwes?
I think it is Cary Elwes, yeah.
Is that how you say it though? Because it's definitely him, but is that how you say it?
I think so.
Yeah. He's a suave bastard, is that cat?
He is. He seems to know too much.
I would like to smoke cigars and drink brandy with that cat.
Fair play.
I don't like cats that know too much.
That cat does look like he knows too much.
Our cat's currently sat on my shoulder squeaking because he's dreaming about something or other. Probably about how much he hates the dog.
Well, the new cat.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't get on with the dog, does he not?
Dog only came home yesterday and they're still kind of getting used to each other, but he will sit and purr right next to the dog, but if the dog makes eye contact with him, he hisses at him, So the dog's nervous of the cat because the cat's hissing at him and just avoiding making eye contact with him at all. And then the cat's nervous of the dog because the dog's quite big. And yeah, it's a whole thing at the moment.
Oh dear.
They can be in the same room quite happily. It's just if they get
this thing happens.
Yeah.
We've got to give a shout out for Jaws as well, haven't we?
Jaws is alright, yeah.
Jaws is.
He's not got much of a personality though, has he? He's just bitey.
I know, but it's his 40th anniversary.
Oh, alright, Jaws can have a shout.
So yeah, 45th anniversary, sorry, isn't it?
Oh, and the big wolves in basically all the Ghibli animals.
So not an actual real animal.
The horse in Neverending Story. The nothing in Neverending Story.
Oh god, yeah.
But the horse that dies and then comes back to life. The giant turtle in Neverending Story. That's got some good animals in. They're not really real animals, are they?
No.
The worm in Labyrinth.
The worm in Labyrinth is a fucking great shout.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a solid shout, that.
Thanks.
Yeah, so that's that. I think we covered a lot of animals, more than I expected, to be honest.
All the animals.
Yeah.
Captain Woundwort.
He's a prick.
He is a prick, isn't he?
What a cunt.
What about the Red Bull?
Oh god, yeah. The fucking last one.
Yeah. He's a dick.
We're now just naming animals. All the animals we can think of, we're now naming.
The dog in John Wick. That poor little bastard.
Dead one.
Yeah. And then you.
Yeah, he doesn't get much screen time though, does he? For fuck's sake.
And what's the name? Halle Berry's fighting dog.
Halle Berry, Dog 2, yeah.
So basically, all animals in all movies are just great.
A lot more assholes.
Name one. Simba.
Cujo.
That's who's good though.
Yeah, that's all we've got for questions there.
That was a weird end. Right, next week we're going to be covering Hamilton and probably talking about how cinema's dead. So look forward to it.
I'm also going to watch the Rose Byrne and Steve Carell movie.
I'm not going anywhere near that. I can't be fucked.
What's it called?
Irresistible.
Irresistible. I want to watch that.
Why?
Because it's just my jam.
What shit films?
You see, as you said that, you started to answer your own question in your brain a little bit there, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah.
What shit? Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, all right, yeah.
So we'll be back with our hot takes on Hamilton next week.
Can I say something that's going to make me sound really, 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 really bad?
Go on.
What the fuck is Hamilton?
We'll find out next week.
I genuinely don't know.
We'll find out next week. It's going to be great.
Watching this with you is going to be an absolute fucking trip.
I know it's a musical, right? But I genuinely don't know what it's about.
It's the.
Don't tell me. It's not out ignorance of that. It's just it's not part of my sphere, so I don't know what it's about.
I don't know how you've avoided it.
It's really easy.
Not knowing what it's about.
It's really easy. Is it something to do with slavery?
It's about. Well, you just said you don't want me to tell you.
Is it though?
It's about.
I'm trying to make myself sound really fucking bad.
I've not seen it, but I know vaguely what the synopsis is.
So, is it about?
It's about
when a meteor crashes to Earth, an intrepid doctor and his plumber friend must uncover the secret of what exactly is in that meteor and why does it taste so good. Hamilton.
Yeah,
that's not really it.
I'm really disappointed now if that's not it.
That's not. I'm just going to put it out there now.
This is going to be interesting.
I had to tell him, Ian, because otherwise we'd be sat there all the way through it going, so where's the doctor and the plumber? What? Where's the meteor? When does that come in?
This is going to be like when we did that experiment and I watched the third Hobbit movie having not watched the previous.
To be fair, that was fucking incredible.
Yeah, and it literally, I didn't even know that it literally starts halfway through a scene of number 2.
Yeah.
I've never watched the Hobbit movie.
It literally just starts like there's a battle going on, and then literally number 3 continues that battle, but it's literally a scene cuts in the middle of it, and then it takes on from there. And I had no idea what was going on or what any of these people were.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up that there was a blockbuster film in the last 10 years that was called The Desolation of Smaug.
Yep.
Are they any good, Ian? Because I like the
No.
book, which is why I've avoided watching the
No.
films.
They're not. No. They're bad.
3 really long fucking movies.
The reason I avoided it was because I really dislike Lord of the Rings.
You didn't dislike Lord of the Rings?
I did.
When you watched it, you didn't, though. You disliked it on a rewatch.
Mm. Yeah, but by the time by the time Hobbit came out, that rewatch had happened.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I've seen the first one twice and the other 2 once, and nah.
Just nah.
They're remarkably inessential, and it does feel like everyone's forgotten about them.
It is. Them and the Hunger Games basically don't exist.
Yeah. It's something.
Fucking movie.
Yeah.
They don't exist, Bex.
Fair enough.
I mean, to be fair, Divergent is probably the most it doesn't exist of any of those, but yeah.
It's Divergent, the one they literally just went, if we just don't make the next one, will anyone notice? No.
That's exactly it.
Exactly. You say, what's Divergent? Exactly.
Is that the series with that weird-faced girl?
With Shailene Woodley in it,
That's it, yeah.
Shailene Woodley that almost happened. I like Shailene Woodley as well.
Isn't she in Big Little Lies now?
Yeah, that sounds right.
TV.
See, it's really confusing because Reese Witherspoon's got Big Little Lies and what is it?
Little fires everywhere.
I get confused now between the two. And I've actually watched the first series of Big Little Lies.
I can't now hear Reese Witherspoon without seeing that meme popping up in my head that is Reese Witherspoon, Reese without a spoon.
Without a spoon, yeah. Yeah. Robert De Niro, Robert De Niro.
There's no reason why that shouldn't be that funny.
We're going to finish now. WeArePodSyndicate.com. Mark and I are recording the Insomnia chat, I think, in the next few days.
Yep.
As long as Tenet doesn't get pushed back again. Because if it does, then I might just fuck the whole thing off, really. Let's just see how it goes. Patreon.com/Film Bastards, $2 a month, you cheap fucks. And yeah. I think we're done. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
What's going on?
Oh. That was a way to end the show. Right.
We're gonna get some food.
Are you getting takeout?
I don't know.
Don't know yet.
Don't know. Literally, the takeout options on a Monday night are a week.
Yeah.
Oh, save it for a better night, guys.
I think we might do.
Save it for a better night.
Right. Cheers for that, bud.
Au revoir. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
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 This podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.